From this day in history
to the race team's big competition tomorrow,
we got the scoop. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Centurions. Today is Friday, May 5th, El Cinco de Mayo. I'm Mr. Venegas.
And I'm Coach Lapic.
If you tuned in early enough, before the show you heard Elvis Presley's Heartbreak Hotel. It was the #1 song on this date in the year I was born. And if you heard Leslie Gore's It's My Party, interesting story about that song. Quincy Jones found out that Phil Spector, the guy who's in jail for killing somebody, they were very famous music producers, was going to record that song with a group called The Crystals. In a story that could only happen in the 60s music industry, Quincy Jones had Leslie Gore record the song on a Monday, had it manufactured on Tuesday, and on the air by Wednesday.
And you also heard part of Reunited by Peaches and Herb because it reached Herb, one of the two. All right, it reached #1 on the charts on this date in 1979, and it stayed #1 for 4 weeks.
If today is your birthday, happy birthday! It's my Chihuahua's birthday, by the way.
You have the same birthday as some pretty famous people. Karl Marx, the founder of communism, was born on this date in 1818.
If I say the name Stetson, what's the first thing you think of? If you said cowboy hats, it's completely understandable. John B. Stetson is the creator of the modern day cowboy hat. His original design was named the Boss of the Plains. And if you picture a cowboy hat in your head, whether you know it or not, it's probably going to look almost exactly like Stetson's classic design. He was born May 5th, 1830.
And singing sensation Adele was born on this date in 1988.
God, that's the year I was married.
Yeah, you know how to, never mind, go ahead. What do you call a computer that sings?
I don't know.
Adele. All right.
A little bit of history for this date. On this date, 1865, a couple of important, or at least somewhat important things happened. On the important side, the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified, abolishing slavery throughout the United States. And of course, you all know that it's Cinco de Mayo. But do you know why we celebrate this day? Well, let me tell you. Well, you've heard the other story about Cinco de Mayo. Well, I'm going to tell you the real story of Cinco de Mayo. As we all know, Titanic left the Southampton port in April 12th. Okay? Now, a few days later, on April 14th, the Titanic struck an iceberg, finally sinking into the Atlantic on the 15th. Newspapers and radios delivered that all over the world. But unfortunately, Mexico really didn't get it because it's so rural. But one of the things that the Mexican people had a hankering for was mayonnaise, because as you know, that it was occupied by European forces, and they all loved mayonnaise, and they brought that with them. So what happened was that there was 500,000 jars of this mayonnaise that was bound for Veracruz, Mexico. And because they developed a taste, put it on their elotes and their tortas, that they really had a hankering for it. So the Titanic was to arrive on May the 5th in Veracruz, Mexico. Well, what happened is they all get there on their carts and everything else to the port of Veracruz, and lo and behold, that's when they found out that the Titanic had sunk with all their mayonnaise on board. And the people were so sad to hear of that they forever called this day the Cinco de Mayo.
Wow, there you go. That's a bit of history I never knew. And here's an odd piece of history that you've probably never heard. On this date in 1945, this date, 1945, Elsie Mitchell and 5 neighborhood children were killed while trying to drag. Where were they trying to drag? Where is it here? Are we a step ahead? All right. They were trying to drag a balloon out of the woods, a Japanese balloon out of the woods. Little did they know, the balloon was armed. There we go. With a bomb, and it exploded soon after they began tampering with it. The Japanese began sending balloon bombs to the United States on the jet stream winds in November 1944. Many balloons actually made it to the U.S., but none caused any serious damage until Elsie and the kids found theirs. They were the first and only known American civilians to be killed in the continental United States during World War II. Of course, that doesn't include all the servicemen and women who were killed in the Pearl Harbor attack, because Hawaii is not part of the continental United States.
All righty then, let's move on to school news and happenings. It's been announced before, and it will be announced again. But the Key Club meets every Friday after school in Miss Fidel's room, 5111. Why would you want to go to the Key Club meeting? I have no idea. Let's hope that it's because you have a caring heart and simply want to do service for your community. But I bet a lot of you might want to go there because you need to perform 40 hours of community service before you graduate. Even if that's the case, doing community service can be a life-changing and very uplifting experience. Give it a try. Go after school today and to see what the Key Club is up to. Key Club meets again in room 5111.
All right, seniors, get off your phone. If you took the Santa Ana College Placement Test, your results are in. You can go see Mr. Menchaca in the Higher Ed Center to see how you did.
What? It's my turn again? Go back. More for seniors. Grad night is at Universal Studios this year. They call it Grad Bash. Whatever you call it, it takes place on Thursday, June 8th. And tickets are on sale ahorita, now. They are $118 American, and you can pay for yours at the activities office. Do it today before the money in your pocket finds another way out.
Wow, wouldn't it be nice to have some spending money this summer? But how are you going to get that extra money? I suggest against taking it out of your mom's purse or your dad's wallet. I suggest a summer job. And here's one summer job that pays really well. The Big Arm Swimmers, right here, Big Arms, all right, is looking for swim instructors in the Santa Ana area.
Just keep reading.
Come on, Dodger. Get this, Santa Ana area, get this, the pay is $25 an hour, and for 4 hours, and you've earned $100. All right, that's a good math problem right there. Oh, wow. All right, don't know how to be a swim instructor? No worries. Big Arm Swimmers will give you all the training you need. What a deal. If you're interested, go to bigarmswimmers.net/apply. You should be seeing that website right here.
Speaking of summer, if you need to go to summer school because you failed a class or want to get ahead so you can take an elective class, like the TV broadcast class, listen to this. Hear me now, hear me later. Summer school would take place in 2 sessions. You can take one or the other or both. The first session is the equivalent of 1 semester.
Thank you, Hans. And I'm Franz, and we are here to pump you up. The second session is equivalent to, you guessed it, another semester. So if you go to both sessions, you can make up a year's course. The first session is from June 26th to July 13th. The second session is July 14th to July 28th. If you failed any class, what the heck did you do that for? You need to retake it. To see your counselor before school, after school, during lunch, or during class. If you have a pass from your teacher get a pass from your teacher to sign up.
If you didn't already know, May is testing month. AP test, the SBAC test, the CAS test, Venegas' test. They all take place this month. And you know what else? Most of the tests are now computerized. That means you're going to need your Chromebook to do the testing. So don't leave it in anybody else's class, Brian Palasito. So if you're not in the habit of bringing your Chromebook to school every day, May is absolutely the time to start. And make sure that it's fully charged. That would be a good idea, right?
Sure.
And y'all got to get used to bringing it every day, because that's going to be the requirement next year. Charge Chromebook every day.
Wow, you are definitely a man of many talents, and your students told me you couldn't read. I'm really impressed. Thank you. All right, a reminder to those students taking the Spanish SAT test tomorrow, make sure you bring everything you need, including your admission ticket from the College Board, your photo ID, sharpened pencils with erasers, and a bottle of water, and your thinking cap. Be there by 7:30 to avoid the lines, and good luck. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. If you're looking for something fun to do this summer, why don't you consider a new program where you'll create a video game? Mr. Archuleta, Dr. Martin, and Mr. Ramirez have created a summer program to do just that. They have openings in graphic design, animation, and the actual game development. It is a summer and enrichment class, so it's meant to be fun. No experience is necessary. The Inside Scoop crew has shown this video before, but here's another look to hopefully stimulate your senses.
Time's up. Let's go.
Hurry up. This is what my students do all the time. For more information or to sign up, see Dr. Martin in room 430 or Mr. Archuleta or Mr. Ramirez in room 433.
All right, the Century Race Team has its big annual competition at UCI tomorrow. After 4 years and many, many awards, one prize has eluded the team, and that's getting first place in the actual competition. This year, with the motor controller overheating problems hopefully solved, they intend to check that one off their list of things to do. Go Race Team.
And this year sees the last of the original race team members. Rudy was in my class, outstanding student, has worked on Unstoppable for 4 years. But this year he finally gets to drive in the competition because a driver's license is required. And he just got his. Here he is with a look back and a look ahead.
I'm Rudy Campo, and I am the last original co-founding student on the team. What an experience this has been. Our team has gone far and beyond expectations. I would have never thought to be a part of something that would be such a legacy in our school district and throughout California. We've built a solar electric race car we named Unstoppable. Our first year, we were the best new team in the UCI Energy Invitational, and later that year, we won every division in the California State Fair while also receiving the Golden Bear Award. And just last month, we were finally able to receive first place in the UCI Energy Design Review for Unstoppable. Our new members received second place presenting the Go-Kart Creeper. The road has been paved for the future engineers of our school and our race team. This weekend, we'll end the first generation of race team and we'll begin the next. This team will continue to grow beyond expectations. Next year, this team will build a brand new vehicle that will compete in a much more sophisticated competition called the Shell Eco Marathon, and I can't wait to see it. Tomorrow is the big race, and nothing would be sweeter than to finally grab that first place racing trophy in front of the past co-founding members and to end the legacy of the first generation of race team.
Quick little correction, Mr. Ramirez and Mr. Archuleta are actually in room 432. So if you have questions about the Summer Game Development Studio, it's in room 432.
And here are the drivers for the team with our own Jennifer Rodriguez.
Good morning, Centurions. It's me, Jennifer Rodriguez, and I'm here with two of our members of the race team with Rudy del Campo. He's the driver of the Unstoppable, and also Brian Alegria. He's the driver of the Creeper, right? And okay, like tomorrow you guys have a big competition, right? So let's start with you, Rudy. Can you describe us what is the competition about?
The competition is called the UCI Energy Invitational. The goal is to go as far as you can on $1 worth of energy for 1 hour.
Thank you. And now to you, Brian. Okay, can you tell us, like you've been on the team for a while now, like for 2 years, right? What have you learned in the racing that you'll be using in your future?
Something I learned was getting experience with power tools and working on cars.
Thank you. And I wish you guys luck for tomorrow for the competition. And make sure Centurions, you guys wish them luck if you see them around. And back to you guys at the desk.
Good luck to the team. Let's hope that this year Unstoppable is not only the name of the car, but also the legacy of the original team members. Fishing trip. I don't like fishing, but anyway. But I'm not talking about that kind of fishing. I'm talking about fishing as in an internet scam, not hooking a nice bass or a trout. The school district is warning you not to open an email from the XXX or display phishing email address. Oh, right here.
There it is.
Okay. If you open it and click on the allow button contained within the email, your account will likely be hacked. As a general rule, don't open any attachments from people you don't know. Those attachments can do all sorts of bad stuff to your computer, including making it unusable. Think before you click. Okay, now it's time for some spring sports updates.
All right, it is spring, and you know what that means, football. That's right, football season is upon us, and we will start our first of our official practices this Monday, May 15th at 3:15. So there's the flyer. This is your last chance to join for next season's teams. Our next year's team is gearing up to be one of our best we've had in a long time. And if you want to be part of building a playoff type team, then now is the time to join. If you have not yet been in a sport this year, you need to make sure you get a physical packet to be completed before May 15th. And if you have any questions like, hey, is this football game where you do more than just kick the ball? Or did Deflategate really happen? I think it did. Or whatever other questions you might have regarding football, come see me. I have all the answers. And really, if you want to be part of something great, hey, get off your phone, everybody. Listen up. Join football.
There was a lot more stuff there.
I know, but time's up.
Hey,
We gotta go.
what team did Steve Young play for before he went to the NFL?
Well, he was on the LA Express, and before that, BYU.
Okay, he
Who
was
won
on,
the-
he was on the LA Express.
Who won the last Giants-Dodgers series? All right.
Hey,
never
look
mind.
this. 5-time champions here.
What have you done for me lately? Go ahead.
That's what my wife asks all the time. Varsity baseball team takes it to Savannah again today. Max Preps has their overall record of 15-8 and a league record of 7 wins and 5 losses. With 2 more games against Valley next week, home on Tuesday and at Valley on Thursday, the team could end up in second place, winning today and both games next week. If they lose today, but beat Valley in both games next week, they probably will end up in a 3-way tie for third with Savannah and Anaheim. Then a coin flip and a game to break the tie will then determine the second and third places in league. It's complicated, but good luck, guys.
And the Centurion track team had their league finals yesterday, and our own Mike Resendez and Santi Fernandez were there, so they'd be able to tell you all about it.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
So I'm here with Paul Din, one of the runners. So Paul, how do you feel you did today?
Honestly, for me, I felt like I did great because, I beat everyone in the guys that I raced, but it's just that my team couldn't pick up the weight. So, nothing to say nice about him because, he just messed up horribly. Just bad.
Whoa!
I love you though, so don't worry.
Well, there you have it.
There's always next year.
You're a senior.
Exactly. So there's no next year.
I'm Santiago Fernandez from Inside Scoop, and I'm back once again telling you that our Centurions did a wonderful job. They injured opponents, as you can see. They destroyed opponents, obviously. And, you can't expect anything less from Centurions. And I'm here with Coach Sean. Coach Sean, how do you think they did?
Your Centurions ran their butts off today, right? And then we had a lot of league champs today. I think we might have another one right here. But, we did really well.
I thank you, Coach. And you heard it here first, and back to the studio.
It was my way.
Ended their league play against Valley on Tuesday. They had an overall record of 7 wins and 13 not wins, and a league record of 3-7. Unfortunately, they didn't qualify for the playoffs, but Coach Munoz said our guys from both levels worked very hard to learn from those losses and turn those into future wins. Good job, guys.
Boys tennis had their league finals on Wednesday. They finished with a regular season of 6 wins and 9 loss record overall. But they were 5-5 in league, and that qualified them for CIF playoffs. The team doesn't know who they'll play in the first round of CIF, but they'll likely play whoever it is next Tuesday. The location of that match has not been determined yet. The Inside Scoop crew will certainly fill you in once the pairings are determined. But the Centurion Racketeers will certainly take on whomever, proudly showing commitment, honor, and hopefully some continued success. Good luck, guys.
And the varsity softball team, they took on Magnolia Sentinels yesterday, and they won by a whopping score of 14-0. Their current record is 15 wins and 8 losses, and 1 tie overall, and 5 wins and 3 losses in league. They are currently tied for second place. They finish out the season next week with games at Catella on Monday and a big one against Anaheim at home on Wednesday, which is going to be their senior night. With a win next week against either Catella or Anaheim, they will clinch a playoff berth. Good luck, ladies.
And finally, yesterday was Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And in honor of Revenge of the 5th Day, I'll leave you this. Keep calm, and you shall carry on. You must, yes.